let's dive straight into it. First of all, the first leg semi-finals of the Champions League, Real Madrid against Chelsea. I was so excited about the Champions League this week because this is the nitty gritty, the business end of the season. So hours before the match, I actually predicted Chelsea 2-0 victory. And I got a lot of sticks saying that I'm crazy. There's no way Chelsea can beat Real Madrid. Real Madrid is experienced. They are the 13th-time European champions. Nobody can stop Modric, Kroos, and Casemiro on their day. Which, by the way, I did say that on the previous episodes. Well, for those who said that, clearly you guys didn't watch some of the Real Madrid's domestic matches in La Liga. Fact of the matter is that the match didn't finish 2-0 but 1-1, but it shouldn't have been. It should have been 3-0 Chelsea. On the break, at halftime, Real Madrid goal by Benzema, typical number 9 striker goal, by the way. But that goal shouldn't have happened. How did all of that got through into the crowded defense? I'll never know. Christian Pulisic was pushing Rudiger, and there's a lot of coming from a Tuchel team which defends like that is somewhat surprising. But anyways, going back to the game, I'm sure everyone was like, Chelsea were the better team, and you're right, they were the better team. Real Madrid often find themselves down by 2-3 men in that little mini box. In the football language, we call it a mini box where opponents were passing with one touch football, the box where the opponents press you and you manage to get off a 3 to 4% press and then switch on the other side. And then you have guys like N'Golo Conte, who more often than not find himself behind Modric and Casemiro. I mean, Modric was totally outdone. It's almost unbelievable to see Luka Modric being treated like that. I mean, being outplayed like that. Listen, if this result were to end with Chelsea 3 or 4-0, I think we'll be talking about Madrid needs to sell Modric and Kroos and those guys. But the thing is, it didn't happen, and Chelsea keep it tight all the time. That Real Madrid were chasing shadows almost 60 to 70 minutes. Chelsea should have killed the game. It could have been a disaster night. Here's the thing. This is not gonna stop Chelsea's momentum. Like predicted, I still think Chelsea is a safe bet and will be in the Champions League final. But I think Chelsea will have to be at the top of their game, because I'm not so sure if Real Madrid, and especially Zidane, is going to let that performance happen again. I think Zidane will play 5 in midfield with Federico Valverde this time around, to do the chasing for them. Kind of like do the dirty work. But Chelsea, for once, I think should stop playing Timo Werner. He's a good striker, but I think his body language, his movement, his expression just screams a striker that overthinks and no confidence in his own ability. I think Pulisic and Mason Mount is the real deal right now. Mason Mount, I mean, if he lands this game next week, I have a feeling he will be unplayable at times. Luka Modric looked like amateur tonight. I mean, yesterday. I watched this game yesterday. And I think I might sound biased here, but I'm not. I think Zidane and Madrid totally underestimate Chelsea. I think for Zidane, Marcelo should have been dropped. I mean, the first few minutes of the game, I don't know what he was trying to achieve by tucking in. And was it a makeshift left forward, an extra man in midfield? Not sure what he's trying to implement there, but Real Madrid got lucky. And to be honest, based on the performance, Real Madrid is the happier of the two. I must say that, because if you were to ask me, we have seen this happen before when Madrid were winning the Champions League 4-5 years ago straight. They seem to have luck on their side. They don't have to play well to go through. And that's Real Madrid. I think one of the games was against Juventus when they were leading. I think it was the Ronaldo game that The first leg at Turin, it was 3-1, and then they came back. Juventus came back, and then they just popped the balls out elsewhere, and then the penalty, and then boom, they go through. The game against Bayern Munich, a lot of controversy in that game, but if you look closely, Bayern Munich were the better team of the first two legs, if you were to ask me. So we've seen this before in Real Madrid, and and again, going back to the reason as to why I think Real Madrid is the better, will be happier of the two, is simply because they got away with it. They will be like, man, we could have been 5-6-0 down, but Chelsea didn't take advantage of it. So it should be a fascinating second leg at Stamford Bridge, and I'm really, really looking forward on as to how Thomas Tuchel will set up his team. I don't think he'll be parking the bus. I think he will just keep it tight. The reason, and it's still advantage Chelsea, don't get me wrong, but Real Madrid still have a chance to me, because Thomas Tuchel will be sitting tight. He will be keeping his teams tight, and it will be a very depends on Real Madrid on when they will show up. I think they're just gonna deck their cards. Real Madrid, I think that they won't be able to. I don't see that midfield getting the better of Chelsea. I'm sorry, man, because I know it's a lot of experience there, but experience doesn't win you games all the time. And I'm still going with Chelsea to the final.